We had a cracking show today on Full Time Devils, 3 in 3 out. Go and check that out if you haven't watched that already. But without further ado, let's get this party started. And the first confirmed rumour of the window, or confirmed transfer of the window, is James Wilson out on loan to Sheffield United. For me, quite a good move for James Wilson. James Wilson had such promise in the youth team. You know, a flying left winger that could play either through the middle or on the left, could carry the ball so well. But injury, like another United youngster, Will Keane, really cut him short. For Manchester United, he's only scored 4 goals in 20 games, and his loan spell for Brighton a few seasons ago, and he grabbed 5 in 27. So probably about time to move on for Manchester United, and maybe this deal will be confirmed to permanent in the summer. But anyway, guys, that is the first one. What do you think in the comments? Do you think it's a good move for James Wilson? A good move for Manchester United? Is he going to come back? That is the question I want to ask you guys. So we're going to dive into your comments right now. Dave, what is happening? Well, we're live. Tomorrow's transfers today, right now. 3 in 3 out was BS. No, I quite enjoyed it. That's what we do on this show as well. We do confirm the BS and the truth all together. Good evening, getting a lot of things. Mahrez instead of Mora. We're not talking about. I want your opinions on James Rodriguez. Is he going to come back to Manchester United, or is it game over for the Manchester United young player? So make sure to get your comments right now about James Wilson. Does anyone want to say anything about it or not? Are we just doing Zielinski? We're saying Lucas Moura. We want to move on. Good move for both player and club. That comes in from a fella that the name has just shot up the screen, but it's, you know, it's good. It's good to get that opinion about James Wilson. Yeah, James Wilson gone from Maggie G. So yeah, no future at Manchester United from Dan. Yeah, kind of agree with that. It's kind of over for the Manchester United youngster, but had such promise, and again, injury. I took him down. But anyway, let's move on to the next little bit of news we're going to talk about, and that is some potential BS. And that is the Metro. Classic BS producers saying that Man United have entered the race to hijack Manchester City's move and Arsenal's move for United old boy Johnny Evans. Johnny Evans was a very good defender under Sir Alex Ferguson, but seemed to lose his way under David Moyes and Louis van Gaal. Didn't suit either managers in terms of style, and his performance levels massively dropped. You know what, Ferguson, when he had Johnny Evans was an absolute superstar, but that is the effect of Sir Alex Ferguson on certain players. In the comments, of course, is this BS or is this truth? For me, it's absolute rubbish. Metro, classic, absolute, just talks rubbish. We've got to agree there, haven't we, guys? But would you like maybe Johnny Evans at United, or are you happy with the centre-half combination at the moment? I don't know, in terms of the best pairing this season, I'd say maybe Eric Bailly and Jones when they're both fit. I like what Victor Lindelof has done at Manchester United so far. But anyway, into the comments. We've got Evans is SI. Shit, is absolutely rubbish. That is some comment coming in right now. That is the Statman Dave shout out. Oh, Johnny Evans, yeah, correct. Ben Foster. In terms of where he'd fit in if he went to City, I don't get that at all. You think of, they've got Kompany, Otamendi, John Stones, Mangala. Potentially put all those guys ahead of Johnny Evans right now. He isn't the same player. Load of beep. Got a lot of swear words, guys. Make sure this is a child-friendly show. Make sure you're friendly in the comments. So not so much Johnny Evans is beep, Johnny Evans is rubbish. Johnny Evans can't defend. Johnny Evans is this. Johnny Evans is that. But that is enough about talking about Johnny Evans. We've had enough of Johnny Evans today, because that is complete BS from the Metro, as always. Moving on to a more exciting little bit of transfer news. Sporting Witness, our pals, have been diving into the Italian press today, and they say that Juventus are likely to let go Alex Sandro for the correct fee. Alex Sandro, of course, a flying left wing-back, something that United kind of need. You know, if you could upgrade this United team, for me, at left-back, you've got Shaw, and of course, Ashley Young's been brilliant this season, but to bring in a star there, like someone like an Alex Sandro, who has been tearing up, for me, last season, the top 3 left-backs in world football. You've got Benjamin Mendy, you've got, of course, Marcelo has got the crown, he's the best by a mile, but Alex Sandro was so good for Juventus, both in a 3-5-2, 3-4-3, or 4-2-4, whatever they were playing. The fluidity of that Allegri team is fantastic, but he was absolutely fantastic. 50 million euros as well. I'd probably spend that for the guy, because I think he's absolutely top. What do you think in the comments? Should United make a move for Alex Sandro? If not now, maybe in the summer. And then that's the sort of difference with this United team right now with the best teams in the world, the Bayerns, the Barças, the other teams that are top, like the Real Madrids. They have really good fullbacks. I think United are going to have to splash the cash eventually and buy some top fullbacks. Shaw is still improving. That comes in the comments. Shaw, he's been good, very, very good in the last month. And if he can continue this, he can continue his development again and sort of build on this sort of friendship with, of course, Mourinho. That is where we potentially might see a better Luke Shaw. Back at the days at Southampton, he was attempting like 3 dribbles per game and completing 2 of them. We haven't really seen that side of Luke Shaw since he broke his leg, which is so upsetting, so bad, because at that point he was rocking for Manchester United. Any other opinions on Alex Sandro? Get them in the comments right now. Of course, that is coming from Sporting Windows, diving in to the Italian press, talking a bit of Serie A and so forth. And nothing else about Alex Sandro. Come on, more Alex Sandro, £50 million, £70 million worth, sorry. Yes, I'd get on that 100%. Who would win in a fight, Dave or Howson? I'd win in a fight 100%. Howson is lacking in shape at the moment. I'd have the fear, the sheer physical ability to outpower him in, that arena. Would cost 70 million? Yeah, I'd take him for 70 million. I think that's what you're going to be paying for players in the modern day. You think of the Van Dijk transfer, crazy money, but they've got their man, and that's what it would be for Manchester United to sign, of course, the mighty Alex Sandro. Just into the comments there, we saw producer Chris saying that James Wilson has potential. I think that's kind of gone now, and maybe going to the Championship, scoring some goals there. Pulling himself back into the Premier League is probably the best for his career right now. But anyway, moving on to a United player out on loan. That's Andres Pereira over in Valencia. For me, whenever I've seen Valencia, he hasn't really been, the shining light in a way. That's Guardes, the lad that's on loan from PSG. Fantastic talent. If United could snap him up, if PSG don't want to have him in the summer, that would be unbelievable bit of business. But in terms of Andres Pereira, he's been on the end of some really good counter-attacking moves. Of course, Guardes carrying it from his own box in the 6-3 victory over Real Betis, and Andres Pereira, of course, finishing the move off. But in terms of what the stories come out today, it's on Instagram. Andres Pereira answering an own poll. The poll was, should Andres Pereira stay at Valencia? And he answered it with a C. For anyone that doesn't speak Spanish, that is yes. So maybe we're not going to be seeing Andres Pereira till the end of the season. I think the other side of that is that Pereira would have got the same amount of minutes at United this season for me. I think on this right-hand side, Pereira could have grabbed that sort of position, in a 4-3-3, in the 4-2-3-1. I feel like he could have got that. He would have absolutely taken that shirt. And at Valencia, he's been in and out of the side. They've got Guardes on one side, and of course Carlos Soler on the other side, who for me is like the next Koke in a way, very hard-working right midfielder. So doesn't really get in their first team when everyone's fit. So it was a weird move, and obviously Pereira saying that he wants to stay at Valencia may sort of sign the end of his United time. A really crazy transfer that was, crazy loan, should I say, similar to Timothy Fosu-Mensah going out as well. Don't get it at all. But anyway, to finish things off, let's talk about Malcolm. Of course, named after Malcolm X, the absolute legendary lad from America. But the Times reporting that Arsenal are jumping into the bidding process to snap him up as an Alexis Sanchez replacement. What do you guys think? Do you think United should dive in there? That's what I want to get in the comments. Should United go mad on Malcolm? Because, quite frankly, I love him. I really do. From watching Malcolm more and more, you're building up this player that has a lot of potential. I like Lucas Moura. I think Lucas Moura would do a job at Manchester United, but Malcolm could be, that ceiling player, a player that has a potential above what Lucas Moura's got now. Of course, PSG signing both Neymar and Mbappe, chucked out the team, Lucas Moura. Someone like Malcolm, could get up to that next level. His ability from range is unbelievable. Only Dybala and Mariano over at Lyon have scored more goals from outside the area. So it's one of these things where he could be perfect. Malcolm, if you want to know, he's a right winger. That was a question in the comments. Who is Malcolm? Malcolm is a right winger, Brazilian, plays for Bordeaux in Ligue 1. Had a fantastic start to the season, really scoring loads of goals and grabbing assists. But as Bordeaux's form absolutely dived off a cliff, his form slightly dipped. But again, it's one of these things where it's starting to, he needs to get into a team that's going to get him the ball in the right situation. The PSG game is a great example of when he took responsibility, especially in the second half, to carry their attack going forward. But in the comments, who would you rather sign, Lucas Moura or Malcolm? That is the next little debate we're going to go through. I think Lucas Moura would be good, but I also think Malcolm would be fantastic. Moura, Malcolm, Moura, Malcolm, Moura, Malcolm. Get it into the comments. What do I think of Justin Kluivert? Should he come to Manchester United? That is a question from the comments. I think he'd be a good signing for United. I think he's not really ready yet, though. Obviously, Mourinho had a bit of a joke with him after the Europa League final with Kluivert. But I think he's just got to develop himself at the moment. It's a little bit too one-dimensional. Whenever you watch Ajax, it's always him coming inside and the same sort of move, which I'd like him to develop a bit more before United go in. And I think, obviously, Ajax is the perfect time. But anyway, back to the comments. Malcolm or, of course, Moura. Malcolm or Moura. We're getting loads of Malcolm shouts right now. I just think he's the perfect guy. Of course, if you want to check more about Malcolm, I've done a video on my channel, a transfer talk where I'm talking about Malcolm's move to Manchester United, which was in the press over Christmas. So if you haven't checked that out, go and check that out 100%. Anyway, that has been been that, guys. Producer Chris told me to keep it simple, keep it, you know, fun. Statman Dave in his house, in the kitchen. Remember at the start, all the money in the world, not the greatest film in the cinema, so don't go and waste your money on that. That's a bit of, you know, a tip for you cinema goers. And in terms of transfers, United are just getting started. I've been Statman Dave, of course. Check out the 3 in, 3 out on Full Time Devils that were recorded today. It was cracking. Stephen Alson just did not know what to do. And that's been that. Statman Dave. See you later. Of course, subscribe to Full Time Devils as well. And me, over and out. See you later.